compiling.
Yeah, that's a fun one too.
My experience.
That's a fun word too. Yeah,
right,
man, you got that. You got this.
We can keep going. We're live again.
Oh yeah. Oh,
people will jump back in or figure it out.
So I just wanted to point out here. So on the left side, we're walking by the courthouse. It is boarded up. A little bit of graffiti, not too much. You know, that is happening here in Portland. But you know, a little paint will solve the trick. No, it's art. It is art. It's self-expression.
This gets back to what we were talking about earlier, like filming a TV show in here. I mean, it's like it's painting outside the building. We filmed the episode of Leverage in this building for like a week. And we cut the place up. We were cutting through walls.
Wow.
Painting on stuff, building on stuff. People put it back together and did whatever else. But it's interesting to see some people complain about this one in the sense we had a film crew in there just banging around, doing whatever we wanted to do, and no one really cared at the time. So I really want to point that out. It's fixable and no one's using it, which is the whole point. We use it to film a show. That's how much people care about this. This is literally a prop for the city.
Yeah.
Just to throw it out there.
Nothing actually happens in there. That's not like actually, the courthouse is actually like blocks away.
They use it for TV now.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. So I also want to point out here on the right side, we're on the corner of Yamhill and 5th. We do have a lot of small local businesses that are still open. So it's interesting, you'll notice small local businesses are pretty well untouched as far as the any damage goes. So we're walking up here to the Apple store.
Shout out to everyone in Portland. Never disappointing on your high quality street art. No, never disappoints on the street art. Thank you. Consistent.
Have you seen this yet? Yeah. Actually, this is really beautiful. Before this Apple building was completely glass, you could see through it. Part of the
One thing I think is amazing and important about things like this, more or less, is the memory of it being the specifics and applying people's personal experience to what's happening, what's going on. The special stories hit people in special ways too, especially with some of the individuals pictured, you know, up top. Some of these stories hit harder for some people just from at the time, for maybe what they were going through in life, or maybe how close they were to him or weren't. Because as important as George Floyd was and what happened to him and all these other people, there's still someone that that some people that they've been carrying this weight with for a long time, you know?
right.
In some different ways. Everyone kind of has it in one of different ways, you know? The Trayvon Martin one for me was one that hit. That's always kind of been really hard hitting, you know, just because of the acceptance of it, if not even like a peace officer doing it, you know, and it's somebody who just felt the urge, but people supporting that mentality or justice mentality, you know? And then the fact that he was a kid and practically registered, like treated as an adult, like a threat as an adult, as a child, getting Skittles. There's so many elements of the story that add up to it. So to me, that one hits home. But everyone's got, you know, Sandra Bland's one that could probably hit home a lot of people. And that's a bad one too. Like, so one thing I like about this, I feel like it still gives you like a special reminder. You know, you remember them. It's like I just feel like I'm, you know, I can feel somebody telling me about it, like because it touched them specifically. That's one thing I think is important about still having these things around and people expressing themselves in that way. Because we all feel it. Because we are these people. Every one of us is these people. Like that's the thing.
There's really nothing that separates us but our skin tone, right?
Yeah.
Like, I find it so insane ever since I was so young that someone would be treated differently because of the way they look. But it is such a reality, you know, and it needs to stop. Yeah. Yeah, the person that really, I mean, all the stories hit me so hard, but Elijah McClain, yeah, I actually have a lot in common with that kid, you know, and I was just like, and it's a kid, you know, like it shouldn't happen to anyone, but like, it's like,
least threatening.
that one makes no sense.
The least threatening of all, too. I don't see how you could take someone like that and be intimidated.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
How? Like I don't know. There's a lot. The mentality though, it's like faith-based. It's like faith-based almost. It's hard to break a man of their faith, you know. Right. And that's what's scary to me. But it can happen. It doesn't mean it's impossible. Things can change. I think you have to believe that. You have to understand it's not going to be easy.
Right.
But changing that mentality of violence from certain people in power, because no one wants to give up power. It's like to literally strip them away from that. But you know,
that's what we're doing.
I can imagine if you had the power of Superman, you could fly away. And then I snatched them away from you, you would not be too happy about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even though we aren't necessarily greedy and evil, powerful people, you can still tell the element of your humanity that would hate to lose something like that. So you can imagine how certain other people react when us wanting to take
that's
that.
the thing.
Some of these people don't need superpowers.
I mean, the people in power are the only ones interested in power. Everybody else just wants to empower the communities.
Yeah.
Well, there's anything I learned throughout my life in this process, man, that people could have a lot of money, but that doesn't mean anything if they have power. That's all people want. Even people with money know that doesn't mean anything to them because they don't have any power to go along with that money.
Exactly.
It's nothing, you know?
So what has been some of your experiences down in this space? Any memories to highlight?
Well, one thing we did about a month ago is we went to a local flower shop that had just opened, like right after lockdown, or like kind of during even at the early days of the protest, maybe the second or third week, maybe fourth week, can't remember. But
all blurs together at this point.
we got this beautiful like garland of flowers, like this huge thing, and we came down here and we were trying to hang it like over George Floyd's head on that painting there, but then the Apple store manager, the one around the corner.
Okay.
And then the Apple store manager came out and he's like, "Be careful, this is history." And we're like, "Yeah, we know."
Oh wow.
He's like trying to tell us what to do, what not to do with it.
The Apple store actually likes this here.
I don't know. I mean,
well, if the manager came out and told you to respect it, that's interesting.
But
it's probably actually probably
that,
good
Apple
like
owns it or something
marketing.
Like that.
Oh yeah.
I think because them allowing and having it up does get the people like super okay with the movement. It's like free advertisement.
Oh totally.
Yeah.
And this
they don't have to give us in these troubling times.
Yeah, I've heard this is going
up
up in a museum somewhere. So I don't think they'll capitalize on it, hopefully. But
I hope not either. But you know, we told them, we're like, well, we're gonna do it if we can figure it out. We actually thought about like getting the right stuff and getting a ladder, but then we ended up just setting up the thing on the ground. And it lasted for a little over a week probably. But it was nice to have that thing there and get on camera us like doing that.
So yeah, you can see some of the damage up here. I actually met one of the installers that's going to be replacing this glass, which is going to take months. They don't think it may not open back up this year, but it's not like Apple is hurting. If anything, I think this is helping.
When we were putting those in, I had like driven my car up on the sidewalk and we were just right there, doing the filming and stuff.
Yeah.
This tourist couple, older couple, walked up to us. We're like, "Hey, do you know when the store is gonna open, or does it open today?" And we're like, "Don't know. It does not matter." And they're like, "Well, do you think it's gonna open anytime soon? Because we're only in town for a little while." And we're like, "No, go home."
Yeah, I don't think they're opening for a while. Yeah.
That's probably a good thing.
But I'm kind of glad. I am glad that this is staying up.
Yeah.
Let's maybe go around the corner. This actually wraps all the way around the building. And then here across the street, you see some other stores, Louis Vuitton, some other really beautiful art.
Let me get some of this stuff here.
I really like this one here. The Justice and Peace.
That is a good one.
That's pretty.
They cleared everything out of here off the ground though.
Oh,
There was a lot of stuff. It's more like a shrine.
Investigation still open. Or I guess
Yeah,
file
right.
is closed. That's the problem, right?
It's amazing the amount of names that have gone over the years. It's insane. I was going through an old file of mine in my laptop of old shows I've done, and it's like the stories and topics related to this. And 450 saves. This was before George Floyd, by the way. 400. I was like, I have 450 stories about this stuff, you know. But it was weird how even as much as I felt about it, does something about the George Floyd thing like just clicked, that obviously clicked in everyone, you know. Even for my 450 stories, which I've probably only done like 50 of them on the air, but
Wow.
it's just crazy to think about, you know, like how long and how many.
Yeah, there's a recent one. Marcus Carr from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That's the one that kind of hit home for me, just because, like, you know, it's a friend who he doesn't even know if he's related to the person because there's so little information
Yeah.
on his death, the circumstances. His family's big, same as me.
Yeah. All that poor family that got pulled over in the minivan. Had the kids on the ground in handcuffs. The kids. Fun fact. The license plate came back for a
Oh, wait, which
stolen
one was
motorcycle. This is the other day. I forget exactly where. Family was pulled over. Family of 6. Everyone laid on the ground. The concrete. It's like a 100-degree day.
Oh,
Handcuffed to the ground. Even like 2 6-year-old kids, little girls. And it's because it was a stolen vehicle. The thing is, the vehicle stolen was a motorcycle. This was an SUV. This is the SUV they pulled over.
oh.
Even then, I don't see the necessity to like handcuff like people for a stolen car.
No.
And especially 6-year-olds. Like, okay, take the 6-year-old to maybe put him in on the side or something, but like,
Even last night.
yeah, it's just so heavy, you know.
Last night, police attacked a press member, injured him, and then like had him face down in his own vomit on the ground,
Yeah.
handcuffing him before he got to
That'll
the
happen.
hospital. They
I've
took
seen that
him to
before.
jail from the hospital.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right? See, that's the funny thing. Even sometimes when they get him in the hospital, like, don't let anyone da 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 da. Like, they're like almost trying to tell them not to give him preferential treatment because he's a, you know, and they're like, yo, this is still a person until he's a
Exactly.
criminal or whatever. I have a lot of friends who are EMTs. Shout out to all my friends who are EMTs right now. Thank you, love you, you know who you are. But thank you for doing what you do. Miss you guys. I'll see you at the bar soon.
I can also appreciate how this is highlighting Portland's art scene. You know, the underground
yeah.
art scene is coming out.
Yeah, no, and that's what I
Yeah.
liked about some of the projects that we
Yeah.
got going too.
Yeah.
I
Which-
see some of my
Yeah,
people.
you've
talk
been
about that grant.
you've been working with some local artists, right? That you've met through protesting.
Right. So we got a
Yeah.
few projects in the works.
Yeah.
And then I want to help you with your project.
Yeah. I know.
Did you see
That's
the
coming.
new mural underneath the Morrison Bridge on Water Avenue?
I have not.
It's
What's that one
light
look
where it
like?
turns into Stark Street. It's like this big, looks like an indigenous or cultural
Okay.
thing. And it's really
Yeah, I'll check that out. Southeast or
beautiful. Yeah, like
Okay.
Water Avenue. You know, if you come off the bridge and you're turning towards
Cool.
Stark, it's just right there under the Morrison Bridge.
Sweet. Do you know who painted that?
No, but I think there's a name on it.
Yeah.
Looks like it was commissioned.
Yeah.
Would it be bad if I took that? I'll leave it. I want it.
Fixed it or
Oh,
took
it's
it?
like
I want
it's
it.
So
Take it.
It wants to come down.
It's just gonna blow away.
There's another one over there.
Yeah.
Might be easier. You get on that table.
I can climb. Here.
No, I just gotta.
Lift me up.
Here's the catch. You gotta get it at a right angle. You gotta get it at the right angle to not tear it. You know what I mean?
Wait,
So you gotta
no,
get a
it's
good
like
grab.
middle and over.
You gotta get the right angle so it doesn't like rip. You know?
You move the table. Oh!
Oh,
See, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't want that to happen.
there's a delivery
Yeah.
one right there.
I
Oh, it's got some spray paint on it. It's a very nice art.
Dang.
just want to take it home.
Did you see the?
That's all right. I'll come back for it. It isn't going anywhere.
This all reminds me of the.
There's a point in time where that was. I blame this.
This reminds me of the Banksy thing, picture that I have on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
If graffiti changed anything, it would be illegal.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that the truth? Cool.
It's funny, the auto caption said, if graffiti cheese anything, then yeah. It's not very good. So, oh, it's on. They think that you should give her a boost to get it. That's what people are suggesting.
Yeah, I mean, or we can
Yeah, work together.
I'm not in a hurry. It's not going anywhere. Good things come to those who wait.
I got this.
Okay,
Teamwork.
we'll deal with it
okay,
later. We'll continue the tour.
Measure twice, cut once.
Yes. That's one of my favorite things.
Ain't no
Aside
rush. I
from,
can
like-
come back and get it with the right equipment and tools. It'll be okay.
That's about engineering process, and the best engineering trick is off and back on again.
So, let's see. Next, we're headed to the Justice Center.
Well, we've been
What's the
pushed into this parking garage by the police before.
Oh, yeah?
They gassed us in here.
Oh, wow.
Now that's interesting. Were there cars in the parking lot? Was a lot open, or were
This-
people using it necessarily? Was it just completely empty?
Oh, it was open. It was just late at night.
Yeah.
You know, and one time we got pushed into a different garage over at the what used to be the new Hilton. It's Gunaway now or something. And yeah, the security guard there like let us hang out there. It's like, just don't start any fires or anything.
All right.
But yeah, it's the same garage where I worked actually my first summer here as valet doing like the graveyard shift. And that security guard was like maybe 15 years younger than me, so like telling her what the place used to be and stuff.
It is pretty wild how empty the city is right now. It's the middle of summer right now. Like,
Yeah, there's
usually
not a
it's
lot going on.
packed.
I feel like this is what it used to be like on a Sunday in Portland in some cases.
What?
What's going on?
I was
Man,
thinking
this
summer
reminds
is
me of old
crazy.
Portland on a
spontaneous
Sunday.
protest, but
Yeah.
Oh, hey, yeah, the night is young.
It's true. It's true. But yeah, no, especially like a long time ago, this town really was like kind of quiet, especially
Yeah.
at night.
Well, the
Not
interesting part to me
anymore.
is being down here, it was such a mecca of everything. It was such a hub.
We walk out this way towards
Yeah,
the
let's do
PC.
it.
It was everyone's dream. If only I could have a business down here, you know?
Yeah.
That's the thing, dude. Like, if I could have a shop down here and just like run stuff, to be a part of this thing, you know? It's funny
My
how much
office
it's
isn't
changed.
too far. It's kind of nice, but
Yeah.
people don't really like coming down into the city. Like, my clients don't like coming down
Well,
here.
yeah, especially
Well-
if people live in the suburbs, it's like such a big deal to them, right?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
That's true.
I think if they brought something back like Fairless Square or some type of incentive like that again, it would really help jumpstart everything over here, you
Well,
know?
and it would
Like,
fix the
Free
problem of
transportation.
only privileged people coming into town.
that's kind of the thing, because only like, it's a pain in the ass. You have to drive down here. You got to pay for parking, those shit. Like, no one can afford that.
Traffic.
No one
Yeah,
can
no,
afford
We've got
that.
all the people from the suburbs, all the privileged people, like getting hotels, you know.
Yeah. And even then, I
They
question,
got money.
and I question some of those in some ways too, because even though some of those people do that, I don't know if necessarily they're part of the economy or necessarily, you know.
I mean, it's
Some
like,
people just come down here just to walk around and see the crazy stuff.
Right. Well, the problem is
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's fun too.
So I don't know if, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I don't know if they're necessarily like contributing to the economy, but I think just having people around helps, but still.
Yeah. Well, they're still buying stuff. You come down here and you buy like
Yeah.
a
well,
donut.
everybody else
maybe
is
Yeah,
donuts,
yeah.
People who can
something.
barely afford a bus ride, you know, to
Yeah.
get here from way the hell out there to work.
Well, they would use that bus ride or Lyft money to buy something down here.
That's
If they got
true.
down here, instead of spending on Lyft, they'll be like, cool. I didn't have to spend $15 to get down here. In fact, I could buy this shirt. I could buy this hat. I could buy this necklace or this ring or whatever, you know?
Lyft had a thing for a while where it was like $5 to get to downtown from a certain radius.
Ah,
When was this?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
50
last
years
year and
ago?
the year
yeah.
Okay, so we're getting pretty close here to the Justice Center. Just a couple blocks away. We're on 3rd Salmon. to start noticing what's changing a bit here.
It's interesting to me because there's a lot of graffiti for modern Portland.
Oh yeah?
That makes sense to a lot of people. Portland's been known for its share of graffiti. And if you've done graffiti or know the history of graffiti in Portland, you also know how much it cracked down on graffiti. Specifically on certain people to make examples out and charge a lot of money, big things like that.
I have a friend who works for the city doing like their graffiti task force
The
stuff.
graffiti task force, and I have no friends personally who've been busted by the task force, and they were for real. And there's a lot of news article stories. There's been thousands of dollars to get these people, like just building whole units, taking people to the cleaner, putting them away for years, charging them excess money to clean up all this stuff. But this is, I feel like this is still like a normal amount for any, I feel like this is still a normal amount for any other place, you know?
They look bored.
Like this is a random city block in LA, like that's all I see right now.
Yeah.
So it's not as like as heavy as it could be, but like I know
It's pretty quiet, you know, compared
Yeah.
to a week or two ago. This was full of people. I think maybe this would be a great time for you to kind of explain some things that you've been seeing down here at the
hard
JC.
to know where to start.
Yeah, I honestly I haven't spent much time down here, but I have watched some of your live streams, and there's a lot of people out there wondering right now, like what's been happening. You know, we're all hearing different stories, different perspectives. So getting your perspective on things.
I mean, you know, the problem, I think I'm
across the
realizing
street.
the main problem I'm feeling about, like,
Sorry.
trying to talk about this stuff down here is that just this.
Yeah,
that
I mean, we
there's
can-
always
Is there a
stuff
part about that
happening.
that
Yeah.
makes you feel like things are normal?
Even now when it's slow.
I mean, that's just a
Like,
normal
things are on track,
Portland
you know, like,
day.
Portland's being Portland.
Like, this is nothing
this guy's, like,
abnormal.
you know,
He's just a normal guy here.
Portland's being very
regular.
Portland right now. It's like, yeah, everything's cool, we're good. Everything's as is.
Oh,
I
he
did.
scared the Mounties.
You know, I did notice a couple times when I drove by last week, there was camps set up here, and there's not.
Oh yeah, the cops
What
came
was
and cleared
going
it all
on?
out.
Yeah, what was going on there exactly?
Well, I'm trying to see if I'm
Yeah.
showing up on the microphone here. I think so.
I have a strong feeling that those police officers had just exited the area to come out and have a chat with our friend.
Yeah, they might drive around in a second here.
I wouldn't be surprised if they come out, because there was like, there's about 4 or 5 in there a minute ago, and they started wrestling. I'm sure they're coming out. Somebody's coming out.
I don't think they'll come out. They don't really go beyond that gate, do they?
What's that?
They don't really go beyond that gate for like
well, it depends.
often.
They used to have a way to open it up over here in the corner, but it doesn't look like they can get through, or maybe it still opens on the other side. But it's like most of it's welded, reinforced.
So up here is actually a detention center, right?
Well, that's the next building. It's the
Okay.
Justice Center. This one's, I don't know if they hold people in here, but when they kidnap people, they do.
Yeah.
Like some of the other press members who got kidnapped by the feds were held up there without charge for like hours and hours. Their gear was broken.
Wow.
And some people watching might know who that is too.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's, you know,
It's
hopefully
intense.
things being done about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like they changed a lot of different laws against that now. I was reading some articles that it's illegal for them to do that.
Oh my gosh, I made the mistake of looking at the comments of people. Oh, nothing you want to know. We got trolls.
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't care.
It's okay.
No, I deleted the other ones. Oh, someone's commenting on your mask. Is that comfortable for you? You know,
Yeah.
I have more of these ear saver things, by the way.
Oh, that's fine. I just have small ears. I'm fine.
I don't know about you guys, but I get this like.
I mean, look at my ears.
headache.
Look at my ears. They're
Yeah.
super tiny, dude. There's like nothing you can do about having really
As
tiny
long
ears.
as you're comfortable.
They make adjustable masks now. It's like a string with a little like bead on it.
I've got a new
I'm still
mask.
trying to find some like comfy ones.
But thanks for the
That's a full mask.
concern.
I'm
Like,
sure you
about
can
something like
I
that.
do like the face shields.
I wish
It's
I would've
like
brought
game
it today.
changer. Yeah, I just got a face shield for work. It's
I'm
like
glad it's
it
working
is
out
such
for
a
you.
game changer. It made my
Good,
day.
good.
Thank you. Sweet.
But yeah, oh, one thing we're pointing out is, where's the new cameras? Oh yeah, if you look up there, you can see those balloons. Behind all the balloons, there's a camera. That's a newly installed one. Yeah. There's a few of those all around the park here, which is funny. You know, people complain about streamers. Oh, you're getting our face. You're putting us at risk. It's like no, they can
It's
see
already there.
everything you're doing in your phone from those.
How long have those cameras been there?
Oh, maybe 3 weeks now.
Okay.
2-3 weeks.
And they're on most of the corners, or just like?
They're all over, and you know you can expect some inside the buildings where we can't see. I think there's a few hidden throughout the park. There's a few new poles over there in front of the JC. The poles where they installed cameras. And it looks like people are coming back to like refresh the balloons and stuff because it's been like that for a while. We can go check out the other ones in front of the JC there.
So was the camp like a anonymous zone?
Oh, okay,
essentially?
so-
I'm curious about.
You know, this is where I'm
that.
wishing like some of the other streamers were out here too, because you know some of them were more directly involved with what happened, like in tents here, and being forced to clear out within 10 minutes. They gassed the whole park. So there's a few instances of that, and I think last week was like the second time around where they pushed everybody out, fenced it off, because it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Hold on. Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago that they had fenced it off because Chad, whatever his face, Chad Wolf,
Oh yeah.
acting director of the DHS, came to town specifically for that reason.
Hey. Come on, Cameron. You gotta be on this, buddy.
What do we
You gotta
got?
get the good
Oh, is
material.
it
You
fun?
gotta get the good material, my guy.
Well, I saw him, but the guy in his car was ruining
Good
it.
stuff.
Look at him, he's standing outside of his car, bopping his head. That's equally entertaining.
You missed the double middle finger.
Oh, he's
We got that spoiler spirit, y'all.
The jacket. That jacket. I would
Yeah,
love
it is a good coat.
It looks good on him, though. It looks good on him. I don't need that.
Well, we can hang out with these guys for a minute or putting you on.
I don't know. I want to see it.
I have no idea. I appreciate his enthusiasm. I appreciate his enthusiasm.
I don't hear what he's
Yeah.
saying.
Always interesting things happening.
He just handed him some cash.
Yeah.
Nice.
See, and like I was saying, it's hard to talk about things that have happened out here because things are always happening.
You gotta be honest. There's always something happening.
And you know, that was
Portland.
one thing that I was mentioning to Christy about, like, not having time to really prep for this.
Yeah.
But it's the same as how, like, all this history is happening right now. We're not really going to have time to process and reflect and understand it until much later.
Yeah. We're still building it.
Yes,
Yeah, that's the thing.
we're
It's like-
building the future right now.
It's one thing to understand it, but it's kind of hard to understand because we literally have to create it. Which means, more or less, you have to understand yourself. Where do
Yeah.
you have to take what you know of everything so far and think, where do you stand, how do you feel, what do you want to do. And that's the only way to go forward with it, to see what happens, because the rest of the world's not going to make up for it. We've
Exactly.
proven, I think everyone's proven how human everything and everyone is.
Let's go check this
There
out.
are no gods. God's complete, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, we do have power to change things, we have power to be
Right.
powerful and then, you know, change. So it's like, what do we do with it? That's the main thing.
Absolutely.
I can make memes all day, or I can try to do something like this.
So this is.
I could do
We
both.
can make memes
I
with
could
what
try-
we do
hey,
out
I'm
here.
trying,
right?
baby, I'm trying.
This is where the elk statue is located.
And then the police had some crews come in and take
Yeah.
down the rest of it slowly to make sure it looked as bad as possible throughout the
Oh,
process.
yeah. Very cool.
Which one?
The shields.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love the elf.
It's like duct tape. Wow, makeshift. Look at that.
You can use it for later.
Made a
I like how it's nice and narrow.
little cushion for it and everything.
Wow. What does that say?
Be brave.
Yeah, these are signs. Leaf blowers.
Yeah.
All the things we'll need tonight.
Looks like it's gonna be a quiet night.
Well, no, there's people are gathering here tonight.
Yeah, what's
There's
going
a
on tonight?
direct action march.
Mm-hmm. What time does that start?
I think 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I was driving by at times pretty early, like 6 p.m., and there were people down here kind of at all hours when the floods were here.
I was here yesterday afternoon too.
Yeah. There's another shield. I think this is a shield. Yeah, wow, look at this one. Innovation. It's like a little door handle.
Wow, that's some good.
Plywood, heavier than the other. I wouldn't be able to carry that
It's
around.
it's for the
You know,
different class.
The best part about that
For like
is
the
I'm
Diablo
sure somebody went to
Barbarian
rebuilding
class.
center, spent like $2, and bam, a little bit of paint job. It's nice.
Yeah,
Yep,
this is
yep.
so heavy. Gotta be like a big person.
Yeah, no, I find myself like I have all kinds
We
of
need some,
supplies
like,
for this
ladies,
stuff now.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
like,
what kind of
building all
gear
that.
Like I'm a
were-
MacGyver now.
Yeah. Yeah, what kind of gear were you wearing?
That's MacGyver's important.
But I do a helmet.
Yeah.
I go to
Yeah.
Team Wendy helmet.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mason. And I'm working on getting some body armor.
Yeah.
If it's going to be necessary.
Yeah,
I'm
especially if you're
that and a
traveling.
gas mask.
Did you experience like being gassed or shot at?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot.
What was that like?
Really traumatizing at first. Difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
And you know what happens after a while is you kind of start to dissociate from the
Yeah.
unit. And so
You guys want to go check out that
I don't
car
know.
over there?
I see a therapist twice a week.
Let's see what those barbecue guys are doing.
I think this is going to be a more common sight nowadays. Stray masks on the ground.
Pick it up. I feel like you need to start carrying out gloves and a garbage bag everywhere I go. I just got done camping out by Bagley, and it was so disgusting. And I would have
really?
picked up garbage, but I didn't have
That's another thing. I have
gloves.
garbage bags in my
I didn't
car
have
all the time
gloves
now
or
because of
extra
this.
garbage can. You know, it's nasty out there. Like it's really sad to
You think you're
see.
gonna find yourself?
I've never seen
purchasing-
it like that.
You think you're gonna find yourself changing your routine on the supplies you carry and purchase and deal with on a daily basis?
I
from
already
here on out?
do.
Like, okay, this
For
is gonna be my
sure.
new routine now. Like, you know,
I
first,
get,
like,
I
got
get the
soap,
highest grade
toilet
with
paper,
sanitizers.
Mask, sanitizer, gloves.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, it's
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
the new norm for you know.
Well,
the new life expense.
I'm actually trying to
You know?
build a makerspace.
Yeah.
That's where the name Halospace comes from.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I've been like getting supplies for like, you know, building PPE and
Yeah.
you know, making hand sanitizer, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably spend at least an extra $100 a month on PPE. Yeah. Yeah, it's no joke. I'm actually looking at getting a air purifier for my office.
Nice. Also, if you start making.
What's that?
Also, if you start making something. Other things can go under the summer phone.
Round scale's clear now.
Start making my own stuff.
Next thing you know, you're planning to Oprah.
Hey, you know?
Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
I do live that hustle life. Hard. I can't stop it. It won't turn off.
Oh, that's right, Benjamin. Mask on the ground. PPB's going to declare a riot. Somebody's
Look
not
at
wearing
this
a mask.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who?
This is the only thing left. They took out all the benches and everything.
My husband like it.
That dude looks scary.
Erected by the citizens of Oregon to the dead of the 2nd Oregon United States Volunteer Infantry.
It's been a while they haven't.
You know what they were doing, probably.
Volunteer.
Yeah.
Volunteer in.
And you know what they were volunteering to do, probably, right?
I think a lot of things when I hear the word volunteer used in a historical manner.
Yes.
Just trying to figure out what that word means after a while.
People were volunteered to work in camps.
We were like black people were volunteer labor to pick up. We wanted to do that.
Oh, I saw, was it John
Figure
Oliver
it out,
talking
it is.
about some of those history books where they say that, like, you know,
Yeah.
they
Burnham?
talked
They call
about
them
slavery as,
workers,
like,
volunteer workers.
work that they enjoyed.
Yeah.
Oh my
kind of thing.
god.
They didn't do everything to avoid the word slave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be really interesting to take a little journey through history books, like in the education system. You know, how many lies? Let's like start going through that.
It hasn't happened too many places horribly, but I know like in Arizona and Texas, they've already changed them for elementary school students, and that just, man.
Changed?
They've already changed. They changed
Yeah.
those books like years ago, like
Yeah.
5 or 6 years ago, some a little longer. Yeah,
Have you
I've
looked
read
at
through some of them.
them?
Oh, they're horrible.
There's a fight.
Horrible.
There's a fight.
Oh, that's okay. I don't need it. I don't know.
We don't know a barbecue.
That's not important, right? It's somebody's personal problems. But what is
Make love, not war.
all these great shirts.
Make love, not war.
Yes. Ribs over there, but you don't know which ribs. BLM ribs, I guess.
We're just having this kind of tension amongst each other. It's like, this is the last thing we need to see, man. The last thing we need to encourage,
Well,
man.
that's what
I
a
want
lot
to
of-
pray for
you know,
these
that's a
brothers,
lot of
man.
the
Because, like, we don't need that
argument
right
with,
now, yo.
Against some of the live streaming, because they're like, you
I don't
know,
want
oh, you're
one.
just covering the fights and stuff like
Catching,
that.
I don't want them. I hate seeing that, man.
That's why I really appreciate events like the Midnight Mass that I did last
Yeah.
week. Like, it was beautiful. That was
There's
the only
been,
streamer there.
the native community has been doing sunrise ceremonies,
Really?
really low key at the waterfront. Yeah, but
you've been
there's
going to
no,
these, or-
I haven't made them, but
Well, you know, sometimes.
and
you're not
but
here
no,
long
but
enough.
the native community is very like no camera, you know,
really?
no video, because it's, you know, sacred
Oh,
prayer.
okay.
Even when they're drumming, you know,
What
it's a
about when they're
prayer.
drumming out here? Do they care?
You
'Cause I
know,
definitely-
sometimes some people do care and some don't, but they'll always mention it, you know, no cameras ahead of time. But I have a lot of respect about that, you know,
Well,
some
yeah,
things should
especially if
be
it's
held
like-
sacred, personal
Absolutely.
issues, you know. I think we are in a, you know, in this time of maybe oversharing.
There's a Buddhist
But-
thing out here a couple times a week that
Yeah.
I've been trying to get too.
Yeah. Yeah? Shall we?
We're working out the problems.
Sorry, no barbecue for you today. It smells good though. I don't even eat barbecue.
By the way, for everybody watching, support Don't Starve PDX. They're out here sometimes.
Is that these guys?
No, it's I don't know if they're out here today,
Yeah.
but they're kind of a spin-off. You know, there's some fracturing after the riot ribs thing sort of broke up. It's part of what the police did too. You know, they kicked riot ribs out of the park. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
there was some drama there, and so.
Was that all
One
set
of
up
the spin-off
here, or
things.
was it one part
It was
over?
over there.
Yeah.
Like kind of by the courthouse.
Yeah. And so people were staying, see tents up.
Yeah, there were tents, there were free
Nice.
clothes out here, a lot of resources that people needed.
Nice,
And,
yeah.
then, once a lot of money was getting donated, it seemed like violence.
Oh,
happened.
really?
People got pushed
Interesting,
out.
yeah.
And operation got kind of taken over.
That's too bad.
Shout out to those two brothers for figuring it out.
They're talking it out, aren't they?
Yep. Sometimes you just gotta get the tension.
Working
Yeah,
out
it's
the
funny when I
problems.
saw that and I was like, I know that tension. Like I was like, I feel that
Yeah,
tension.
yeah.
I was like, even when you love somebody and things, it's like sometimes that atmosphere is just with everybody right now. It's like sometimes,
brothers, you know.
yeah, sometimes
out.
sometimes you care too much, and then that could be a result. But things could be figured out. People can hug at the end, and
Yeah.
problems can't be resolved. Still, don't punch each other to get there first. Don't recommend that. But you know what? Even when it comes to punching each other, you can still figure it out, even after the violence, right? May still be some tension, but okay, you know what the most important thing is to do? Figure it out for the
Yes.
greater cause.
Yes.
Figure it out for the greater cause. I'm sure at some point, well, not scuffle, they figured out, you know what? This whatever we're doing is bigger than this. What the hell?
And, things are starting to come together now, especially with the feds back off
Yeah,
a little
man,
bit,
stuff.
even if they're still hovering
Yeah.
in their Blackhawks.
Yeah, man.
People are starting to be like, hey, fuck the fireworks and starting fires out here. And it's being pretty obvious that certain people are inciting that. Some attached to the police,
Okay.
Yeah.
hired by the police.
Yeah.
or-
Yeah, the,
connected to certain groups.
antagonizers,
Yeah,
right?
they're out here.
They're not
to
actually
start
part.
shit. But there's been a lot more pressure against them lately.
Good. I think that's important. Yeah. Shall we?
Yes.
Hey, right here. Little bro. Little bro.
All right, where we all see next? Huh?
Head out back behind the county courthouse. This is the one you actually go to if you get a red light ticket, like I did on my scooter.
I've been there. Oh, on your scooter?
Hey man, you don't have to bring up trauma to everybody. Right?
That was a